Welcome back, Jetfish fans. In the last couple of videos, we covered some accessories that definitely will make your life easier when fishing off of a jet ski. And today I'd like to go through how some of those are assembled and used in conjunction with the rack that goes on the back of the jet ski. Everything that you see here, it's kind of amazing the amount of things that you carry with you. And securing that is important. My son and I recently had a complete rollover of the jet ski, fully equipped with fishing gear, and we didn't lose one piece. And part of the things I'm going to show you here is how that occurred. So let's take a deeper look. Okay, there's a few things just to note about the accessory add-ons that we built and how they attach. First of all, you'll notice that there's zip ties, and on the back side of each one of these pieces, there's back drilled holes. Those zip ties go right around the main frame of the jet ski rack and hold on pretty securely. Actually, everything is very tight when it's under use. And then one piece that I actually added on, and I wanted to bring attention to this that you don't normally see, is a diverter. And as you all know, the rooster tail of your jet ski kind of can interfere with that rack in the back and sprays your equipment. It can actually overspray and get you wet while you're riding. So this piece here is simply an elbow attached to a reducer, and it's zip tied onto the bottom with a heavy duty zip tie, and you'll see how that attaches later. But that diverts the water and shoots it directly out the back of the jet ski. And one other thing, and this is really how, when we did our rollover, we didn't lose any equipment. We used these little bungee cords with the ties on the end. And actually these will produce enough tension on whatever it is and enough hold that keeps your rods, keeps your equipment in the space that they were designed for. So let's take a look at how this all goes together. Okay, the first thing we need to do is make sure that the rack is anchored properly to the ski. And Platinum provides you with 3 of these tie downs. One goes through the toe loop on the ski, the other goes through the trailer loops on the bottom. And we'll tie it down in a second. The other thing you might want to really make sure is that the rack is somewhat planed and level with the rest of the ski. The adjustments on the bottom help you to adjust for the right angle, considering that the swim platform on the back is angled. These adjust up and down. They really do make a nice rack for adjusting to all different angles. And as you can see, this redirector or diverter comes off the bottom. It covers the hole at the bottom that the rooster tail normally comes out of, and diverts this water directly back out of your way and away from the rest of your fishing gear. Okay, as you can see, we tied everything down. These go down to the trailer loops on the bottom, these 2 tie downs, and then the one goes to the toe loop and underneath the seat in the front. And I'll tell you, you really can't move that. Once it's on there, it's on for good. So let's start loading some things on and see how everything goes together. Okay, the first piece of equipment that I'm attaching is the cooler. It's the biggest piece, and I use bungee cords around the bottom to keep it in place. I take the handles off. This is an Igloo marine grade. I think it's a 54 quart, if I'm not mistaken, and it fits in perfectly. The lid doesn't open quite enough, but there's enough to get tackle in, tackle out, and also get fish in if necessary, and a bunch of ice. So more than enough room for storage and also cold storage for fish that you catch. Like I mentioned, everything has its place on the ski. So even things like grippers, goes in here. Now, showing you the grippers, there's also the bungee. It goes around the outside, and actually you can use the bungee on the gripper to hold it in place, not going anywhere. Knife can go down in here across the gripper. That's not going anywhere either. I usually put these on my vest, but if you use a gaff, some people don't, some people do. If you use a gaff, you can put that here, okay? And of course, using your net can go here. Again, putting your bungees around, this locks in place, not going anywhere. This actually, that sticks down in there pretty tight. So those are some of the key accessories that go on. Now the rods. So here's how the rods and everything go on. The fly rod attachment that we made is over on the side here. It's out of the way. Locks in and cams in. You have a place for 2 trolling rods, which then go off the side as well while you're on the water and you're trolling. I just throw a spinning rod up here in case I see something quick that I want to throw some bait at, and then of course a GoPro pole that is used for filming some action on the water. Okay, from the back end, here's what everything looks like. And by the way, this is for your anchor if you choose to use one. If not, you can use it for other gear as well. This is a simple gaff anchor, lightweight, can be used for shallow water. As you can see, fits right in there. As I mentioned before, these little bungees come in really handy, and like I mentioned, we had a rollover, complete rollover, and didn't lose one piece of gear. And it was equipped just like you see it. So as you can see, those cords just pop around the rod handle. Each one of them has their own. You pop that around there, and they're not going anywhere. Actually, the cam lock on the fly rod, I always keep a fly rod with me in case I see something surface feeding. That's not going anywhere anyhow, but just to be secure, I use the bungee on it as well. It's pretty simple, it's utilitarian, it works extremely well. Everything's at your fingertips. Sometimes the looks you get from people going down the intercoastal waterway is funny. Thumbs up from some of the old salts out there fishing on their big rigs. So it's exciting to have this kind of setup here. Hopefully the future videos will be on the water, but thank you for watching and see you next time.